This is Breakfast and Bets.
I had a little breakfast.
It is Friday, November 17th, 2023. This is Breakfast and Bets. Myself at Ray GQ. You can find me on X at that handle. And then my co-host, Mitch Carl. I should have said my name, Ray Garvin. Mitch Carl at DFS and Donuts. We're talking all things betting. NFL, NBA. I'm going to leave NHL alone today, Mitch. How you doing, my friend? We got an incredible football slate, basketball slate. Had kind of a rocky Thursday night football game last night between the Bengals and the Ravens, Mitch. But how are you, and what were your takeaways from last night, and what are you excited about moving forward today?
Oh, man, it's hard not to be excited about everything right now, Ray. You freaking nailed it, man. We got NFL on tap. Great-looking slate for NBA today. I'm so fired up just like you. I don't know if we had the same energy drink, same coffee, but we're definitely sipping on the same juice right now. Last night's game, I actually kind of liked it. Listen, we had the outcome we expected here with the Ravens taking home the W. If Joe Burrow didn't get hurt, I honestly think that one would have been one of those super fun games. I mean, we had a pretty competitive game before he went down. He had 17 pass attempts in 15 minutes of play.
Yeah.
I think that game was going to be a shootout, man. I'm happy to see Lamar Jackson not go down with a full game injury or anything longer. Mark Andrews getting rolled up like that looked nasty. So let's get through a night of NBA with no injuries and hopefully bang home some props. And this NFL slate this weekend, man, it's an exciting looking slate. And I was listening to your show this morning on your channel, and you guys highlighted a few games that I'm actually totally curious about. The first one was that 49ers game with that line movement. And, man, I don't know. I had this play earlier, and I just want to let it rip, dude. I just want to let it rip because I liked it a lot, and I don't want lines to move too much. Christian McCaffrey, 17-game touchdown streak, dies in the water, man. They give him 4 attempts inside the 5-yard line at the end of the game. They put him back in. He had been removed for about 8 minutes of that game. They're like, get your butt in there. We're going to get you a touchdown. Defense knew what was happening. They stopped them all 4 plays. Very unfortunate, but now he's got a chance to start a new streak, my friend. So I parlayed, and I actually did this one on Fliff, and I'm not entirely sure what the odds are on DK. It might be even better, but I parlayed the CMC anytime touchdown with the 49ers money line, and it came out to, it's like a minus 125, and there's no way they lose this game at home, and I guess it's the NFL. Anything can happen, but it ain't happened, dude. The 49ers, definitely the cream of the crop right now. And CMC, man, he's going to get another touchdown. So I laid those together in a single game parlay for nice odds.
Yeah, man. Listen, Mitch, hold on. Let me put you back on the screen. This is one where I definitely think the 49ers, I mean, they're favored by 12 in this one, according to DraftKings right now, 41.5 point total in this one. They should put what I call foot in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We saw this Buccaneers team get absolutely eviscerated by C.J. Stroud a couple of weeks ago. And the 49ers came off a bye, and they put foot in Jacksonville, man. They looked like the team that they looked like prior to losing 3 games in a row. So this one versus a Tampa Bay defense that is bleeding yards and points to opposing teams, San Francisco at home should come out strong, and I'm with you. CMC, the touchdown drought streak of 1 game, I think that he starts a new streak this Sunday. Christian McCaffrey scoring a touchdown or potentially 2 versus this team. I like that little money, that nice little same game parlay. CMC getting the end zone, and the San Francisco 49ers win the game. I mean, you're not hitting a grand slam with that, but we're not always trying to hit a grand slam when we're betting, Mitch.
Yeah, no doubt. Do you think Deebo Samuel has any negative impact on CMC's kind of red zone prowess?
A little bit.
Okay.
And not so much because it's bad for Christian McCaffrey or that we have any fear or concern about CMC. I just think that the reality is Deebo's going to get a couple of touches down there, rushing-wise. He's going to get some of those orbit motions, those orbit sweeps, those jet sweeps, some out-of-the-backfield touches. Maybe a little bit away from Christian McCaffrey, but not too much to make me scared of him at all.
All right. Well, listen, man, NFL, it's a really interesting weekend of games, too. I mean, we've got some matchups where you got to be a little fearful of what you're looking at. But then there's some other ones where I think we have tremendous upside. And, man, what kind of show would this be if we do not talk about KC and Philly?
Okay. Yeah. What
I know what
would it be? Talk about it. I mean,
listen, man,
Monday night
is this
game.
the Super Bowl preview?
You think it is?
I'm asking you, what do you think? Because I think the Bills are going to face off with the Eagles. I mean, that's happening. It's not even in doubt.
I don't know about that. Super Bowl preview, maybe. I think the NFC it's a 3-team race between Philadelphia, Dallas, and San Francisco. I'm excited. I'm excited. I mean, I guess I would want to know where you leaning, because from the Kansas City market, there's not much from the pass catchers that I really want to touch outside of Kelsey. You've got Mahomes. Maybe you're looking at Pacheco against this defense, but I think Philadelphia is pretty decent against the run and pretty susceptible against the pass. I mean, what side of the market are you in on, Philadelphia or Kansas City?
Yeah, man, I've been looking at this game a lot the last probably 6 hours. Got up nice and early, looked at some NBA, but I was up with a butt crack of dawn, and first thing I wanted to look at was kind of look at this game specifically. And I know it's just going to be such a highly watched event. I mean, how could it not be? And I want to try to attack this game in many different angles and try to script out what I think is going to happen. I actually think we're going to see fireworks on the Eagles side. I truly do. Going into Arrowhead, I know people are talking about the Chiefs at home, how this looks for their defense and what kind of game script this could be for the Chiefs, running the rock early and hitting that play action down the field over the top of the Eagles defense. I think the Eagles actually are going in to KC and pulling out the W, and I think it's because of Jalen Hurts. And I love so many props for Jalen Hurts this weekend, but if we're just looking at the game itself, man, I'm taking the Eagles this weekend.
Jalen Hurts, what do you like, the rushing or the passing props for Jalen Hurts? Just, you said you like.
Can I say both? I think they're going to drop back a ton. I think he tucks and runs a bunch. Got the read option upside as well. We've looked at this type of stuff in the past, and when Jalen Hurts is in these close games, I'm not talking these 14, 17-point games. When it's a close game, alpha males step up, man, and he does that. And he steps up. He gets a lot of carries. I think, what did we see, 15 last time these two teams played? So, I mean, we've got upside for days in the rush attempts. Pass attempts at 32.5 looks really interesting as well. And I'm definitely going to dive into that a little bit more, look at the pace of play, things like that. But if this game is close, I just don't see them turn around and say, all right, DeAndre Swift, go get us 4 yards in a cloud of dust here. I think it's, okay, Jalen Hurts, go make plays. A.J. Brown, get down the field. Right. Devontae Smith, run a crisp route. That's the offense we're going to see in a close game. And on the flip side, I mean, truly could be the same type of offense from KC. Are they going to turn around and just give it to Pacheco left and right? I mean, how do you see this one turning out?
Yeah, I think they're going to both have to pass the ball. I mean, Philadelphia, they could stop the run a little bit. They've got a nice defensive front. I know Fletcher Cox was banged up. I think he's okay. I haven't heard anything or seen anything about that. But it's Patrick Mahomes. Of course, I think they're going to throw the ball. And then Jalen Hurts on the other side. Listen, the Eagles, for as many points as they score, they are a very balanced attack. They will run the ball. They will try to control the game on the ground. But I think these are two alpha teams coming together, and I think both of those teams, they're not going to play it safe. They're not going out there just to keep away from the other side. They want to go out there and assert dominance and say that we're the best damn team in the league. And KC, y'all might have beat us in the Super Bowl last year, but we're coming to get you this year. And Kansas City on the other side say, hey, I know we may look like we've struggled a little bit this season, but don't get it twisted, Philly. We are still that team in the AFC. So I think it's going to be a good game. I'm excited for the game itself. I haven't dove as much into the matchup. I know Jay Rich really likes Rashee Rice in this one. I guess it's a great matchup against opposing wide receivers against Philadelphia. He's got some notes that we talked about earlier. Third and wide receiver yards allowed are the Eagles. So if you're looking at that receiving market from that game, maybe dabble something on Rashee Rice. And they're first in fantasy points allowed, third in points allowed to the slot, and they're allowing 1.6 touchdowns a game to wide receivers, which is first in the NFL since week 5. So if you want to go along that theory and you're talking about receivers from Kansas City and the ones that give the best chance to score that you could feel good about, well, I do think then that player from the Kansas City Chiefs side of the ball would be Rashee Rice in that matchup. Now, again, don't know where his lines are. Don't know where everything is at for Rashee Rice right now. But in that specific game, that would be one of the players that I'd look ahead to. And you're talking about shootouts and fireworks. I think we're getting that out of two of the most unexpected teams this season, and that's the Arizona Cardinals and the Houston Texans. Like, that's the game I thought you were talking about, because that, I believe, is the highest over-under total on the slate this weekend, 48.5 points. on DraftKings with Houston favored by 5. You've got two quarterbacks who are dynamic, Kyler Murray and C.J. Stroud. Stroud's yards on DraftKings, 267.5. Kyler, 238.5. His passing yard numbers. Rushing lines not all the way up yet because we're still trying to figure out what's going on. Singletary's Damian Pierce in the game. But then you look at the receiving props. I mean, it's like 50 to 57 for everybody in this game. Trey McBride, Hollywood Brown, Tank Dell. There's a chance that Noah Brown doesn't play in this matchup. So when you're just talking about areas and games in which you can exploit some things that the books are saying this should be a high-scoring game, you've got two elite quarterbacks in this matchup, a bunch of good, talented wide receivers. This should be a high-scoring game. I'm excited for this one to bet.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that too. I mean, could you have envisioned even 6 weeks ago, looking ahead, that the Texans would be favored in some of these games in the middle of the year? And they're important games as far as the division is concerned. It is a wild ride to see what this young man, this Rookie of the Year candidate, likely lock of the Rookie of the Year award winner. It's just wild to see what he's done, man. C.J. Stroud, second in the NFL in passing yards. Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray coming in, hopefully on the upside of their season here when they're getting healthy. I'm excited about that game too, man. I didn't overlook it, but golly, it's just hard when you got guys like Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. I had to jump right to it, man. I had to jump right to it. C.J. Stroud versus Kyler Murray. I'm in. I'm ready.
There it is. Are there any other games from the NFL slate that you think could be juicy from a betting perspective?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bears-Lions.
Yes, there it is. Bears-Lions. There it is. Talk about it, man. Talk about Bears-Lions.
Yeah. Looks like we got Justin Fields coming back, man. Every time you have Justin Fields on the field, we get tremendous upside. This dude, I don't care if it's garbage time points or what, but he's one of those players that just makes things electric. And if he shows up and he shows out, I think this one goes down to the wire, and I think it could be incredibly high scoring. We know Fields is a boom or bust player. Go out there 250 and 4 touchdowns, or he runs for $150 and a couple tutties. I think that can happen this week. I think there's potential for it to happen in Detroit. I know it. Second game of the division matchup between these two teams. And then you got Monty and Gibbs in the backfield, the new smash and dash. Listen, upside everywhere. I posted a pick inside our DubClub, and it's for David Montgomery. Did you know his touchdown prop was plus 115 on Fliff this week? FanDuel had it at minus 170. And for you new sports bettors, anybody out there is like, what do these numbers mean? Basically, in layman's terms, a minus 170 means there's a really high probability he's going to score a touchdown. So FanDuel said David Montgomery's likely going to score for the 6th time in 7 games for the Lions. Fliff, on the other side of things, said, we don't think there's a good chance he scores today, so we make the odds plus 115. Basically, your $10 goes a lot further on that plus 115 on Fliff than it would on the minus 170 on FanDuel. So if you do like this game and you do like Monty, you go to Fliff and you go to the anytime touchdown prop and you take that touchdown for Monty. And if you're scared about it, then don't touch it. Focus on Gibbs. Somebody is scoring against the Bears.
I think a lot of somebodies are scoring against the Bears in this matchup. 48-point total in this one, man. This should be a high-scoring game. So you've got the ground and pound game with Gibbs and Monty. Justin Fields, Khalil Herbert is also back for the Chicago Bears. That should help. DJ Moore on the outside. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I believe 84.5 is his receiving prop right now. So there could be a lot of scoring in that one. The final game that I just want to talk about that I think could be juicy from a fantasy perspective, because we love betting this player, and I know you love betting this player, but Cooper Kupp's got his man back. It's been a little down and shaky in L.A. with no Matthew Stafford, but Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Matthew Stafford is back in the fold. I don't believe Kyren Williams will be playing in this game, at least today when we're recording this. No indication that Kyren is in yet or not. I mean, this is Matt Stafford to Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. I know Puka right now, 5.5 receptions on DK, juice to the under. Cooper Kupp, 7.5 receptions, juice to the under. The yards for Stafford, I believe about 259 for Matthew Stafford on DraftKings. What do you think about this matchup versus Seattle, Geno Smith and company as well?
Wow, that's an interesting one. I hadn't dove too much into the data there, but I'll tell you this, man. If Stafford is back, that is tremendous upside for that offense. My only concern, just thinking about it, first opinion, and Seattle has been gashed by opposing running backs at time this year. I'm not entirely sure what happens in this game. If it's Kyron, if it's just going to be Darrell Henderson and Royce Freeman, the tandem 1A, 1B running back show, do they go out there and try to shove the ball down Seattle's throat 30 times, play a little ball control, and then you get a lower upside for guys like Kupp and Nacua? I guess in the fantasy world, you're locking those guys in as a wide receiver 1 and a wide receiver 2, respectively, for Kupp and Nacua. But, for the betting world, I think I'm a little concerned about both of their props. Now, we did have this massive streak. Off the top of my head, I'm going to throw these numbers out. Don't quote me on them. But we had a stretch for Cooper Kupp where he had over 92 plus receiving yards in 24 of 26 games. This was dating back a couple games ago. Whenever he wasn't facing the Arizona Cardinals, who he was under in like 4 of 5 games, something bizarre. So we had a really nice long stretch of that. Now, we had the injury to Stafford. I believe the game prior to that, he also hit the under. So I'm not entirely sure what we're going to see out of this offense. I am a little concerned about, the Seattle's rush defense and who is back there for the Rams. Do you have a lean for this game?
I'll say this. The Seahawks are bottom third. They're allowing about 238 yards per game to opposing quarterbacks, and they are giving up the 5th most completions per game to quarterbacks, with Matthew Stafford is proficient at. It's a much different game than week 1. There was no Cooper Kupp week 1. They did run the ball down Seattle's throat, but I think in this one with Stafford coming back at home, they are underdogs. Is air raid time. Let's get it popping. Matt Stafford, get the ball to Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, NFL. That's what we got for the betting side. But NBA, Mitch, there's a full freaking NBA slate tonight. I mean, Knicks, Bucks, you got Giannis, Joel Embiid, Tatum and the Celtics playing. We got Bron, got the Magic, Jokic, your boy Jokic, that assist number. I don't know what is that, but I'm pretty sure. He's on the road. Jokic is on the road, so we got to fade the assist on the road, hammer him at home. Full NBA slate tonight. What are you looking at? Where are we targeting? Where's some good matchups?
Oh, man, I'm glad you asked. This is my bread and butter right now, my friend. 16-3 run right now inside DubClub. And give me that air horns. I like it. My picks this morning, I went through and I posted 6 full write-ups for Discord, and I'm going to show one on the screen right now, Ray, if you can bring that up for me.
We're going to show the screen.
Oh, dude, we're sharing it. We're sharing it. Play of the day.
Play
of the day, baby. I love this play. Aaron Gordon, man, anytime we have no Jamal Murray, he has been my lock and load play. I freaking love this one. Now, I know everybody's going to talk about Jokic, and I don't blame them. There's a lot to like for Joker, but here's the deal. AG has averaged 34.7 PRA over the last 12 games without Jamal Murray. That's only a 12-game sample, I know, but he's hit it in 11 in a row. He's hit it in the over all 4 games this season, including 33 against the same Pelicans roster that he's facing today. I'm not concerned about Zion. I'm not concerned about fouls. I love AG. I'm taking the over 26.5 PRA. It's available on PrizePicks right now. And the odds were a -111 on FanDuel Sportsbook. I think that's tremendous straight pick value. It was bumped a little bit across some of the other books, but FanDuel is sitting strong, giving you really nice odds. This is my favorite play of the day. I posted, I know we started the show off talking about NFL, but I had done tons of research, and the only thing I had looked into for NFL before we went live here was that KC and Philly game. As I was just like, you know what, I'm going straight to that game and I'll work my way backwards. But it was all NBA for the first 5.5 hours of my morning, man. I love this play.
Give us a couple other games to target, man. We're here in the NBA. This is what we like to
Let's
bet.
do it.
It's a hot market. You are booming right now. So just give us a couple other games to target, man.
I appreciate you, man. I like that. Kuzma. Listen, there's ain't nothing to like about taking a Kuzma bet. He's so volatile. He's a funky guy. He's spunky. Let's use the word spunky. I'm going to take Kuzma to score some dang points tonight. He is playing minutes. He is taking shots. And when you're talking about Kuzma on the floor for a decent amount of minutes, just raining threes, he's Mr. YMCA. You know that guy that walks in, you're like, that guy's going to just chuck it from like 30 feet. That's Kuzma, man. He just gets the ball. He ain't looking to pass. He's trying to score, and I like Kuzma to score tonight. When you look at his points prop, It started at 21.5, moved to 22.5 across virtually every single sports book. And he's sitting there on PrizePicks at 20. He's just sitting there, man. That's a great 2-pick parlay, by the way. If you only got time to slap one in after this video is live.
I'm doing it now.
But yeah, it's a great play, man. Kuzma, let's talk data for you data junkies out there, my fellow data junkies. 21.5 on FanDuel, 22.5 everywhere else, minus 111 on FanDuel as well. When playing 25 minutes and taking 15 plus field goal attempts. He's had 22 plus points in 67% of the games. Basically, throw that data out the window. All you need to know is Kuzma's playing a lot. He's shooting a lot. And when that happens, he hits the over a lot. I'm not entirely scared of the matchup. Julius Randle is a sieve on defense. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Against Julius Randle, last 3 times, Kuzma has squared off against him. He scored 30. Scored 40, 27, and 23 points in those 3 games.
Man, let's get it. Kyle Kuzma, listen, one thing about Kuz gonna let it rain, man. Kuzma has no shot at pulling the trigger, no fear to pull the trigger.
No fear.
And try to put some baskets in the hoop, Mitch. But just give us people one more game to kind of look at from the NBA. You did the research. We're giving out some nice little stuff here, some games to target, some matchups that you like. Give us one more in the NBA. We've talked a lot of NFL. One more. Yep. We don't want to overdo it. Keep the premium. The people that are tapping into this show, let's give them one more for the NBA to look at.
Oh, yes. It's going to be Domantas Sabonis, my friend. I love this spot tonight. Okay. And you know why I like it the most, too? It's not even necessarily – listen, it is available. And I'm not going to say don't play it here.
Right.
It's available here. You can play it on PrizePicks if you want. But the value right now is on Flith. It's on FanDuel. It's on the sports books where the odds are like a minus 104, a minus 110. You got really good odds here. Listen, Sabonis, when playing minutes, I'm talking 30-plus minutes, is just an absolute lock and load at this current prop. Now, he faces off against Victor Wembanyama tonight. Now, he's a very good defender for a rookie. It's the length. It gives everybody trouble, but I don't care. Sabonis is a wily vet. He's extremely talented, and he's in a great offensive construct for what his skill set is. And he is going to smash tonight. I love this play. He just squared off against 2 of the best down low big defenders in the NBA against Cleveland and against Anthony Davis. Yes, Anthony Davis. 2 potential defensive MVP candidates, defensive player of the year candidates, and he smashed them both. He went absolutely nuclear against both. He's hit the over at this prop market in 4 straight games over the last couple seasons when he plays 30-plus minutes, and that's a very important marker. He's cleared the over left and right. Don't need to dive into the exact data for it. I'm not going to bore you. Kings, 7.5-point favorites on the road in San Antonio tonight, minus 300 money line favorites. I think the game stays close enough because they're on the road, and I think the Spurs are playing, while they are losing, they're playing some passionate basketball for Pop in San Antonio, and I think this one's close enough where we do get that 30-plus we need out of Sabonis, and I'm not fearful of Victor Wembanyama.
I'll just throw one out there that's been pretty profitable for me. Tonight, we've got Milwaukee versus Charlotte tonight. And Brook Lopez's rebound number, man, it has been pretty damn good for a while, man. 4.5 right now on the books. I mean, he's hit this in 6 of his last 11 games. Should be a nice little Brook Lopez rebound game. Haven't dug into everything, but just off of initial pass for NBA, kind of looking at that Brook Lopez game. And I was looking at Milwaukee because they play my hometown Dallas Mavericks tomorrow. So road game for Luka. You see Luka on the thumbnail back here. Anytime I get to talk about Luka, I like to talk about Doncic, but no Luka tonight. He plays tomorrow versus the Bucks. But make sure you're tapped into Mitch's YouTube channel. He is posting NBA content daily over there. And if it's not on YouTube, premium Discord. You can go to the Discord, sign up for the DubClub. Over 10 cappers providing picks from every single sport. Detailed analysis, breakdowns. You want EV betting. You want parlays. You want sports books. You want PrizePicks and Underdog. We got you covered, Mitch. You can scan that QR code right there to the left of Mitch's screen, left of you, top left in the screen, or link in the description below. Every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Mitch and myself will be on here talking some of the games, some matchups we like, and some players and games that you could target to make some money betting. Mitch, anything you want to say to people before we get out of here?
Nah, go get paid.
Go get paid. Go get paid. You got to shop, then we eat. Join the club, get some money, have some fun tonight. We are out. Peace.